Have you ever wondered why some Buddhist sutras are recited daily but others are revered so deeply that entire schools of thought build themselves around them? Why is it that the Shurangama Sutra, the text not as widely circulated in lay circles, holds a place of unmatched reverence among the most awakened masters? Welcome back to the channel. It's always a blessing to have seekers like you joining this space of reflection, study, and sincere awakening. Today, we're going to take a profound dive into the significance of the Shurangama Sutra and its unexpected yet critical connection to the Pure Line path, a connection so deep, so spiritually potent, that the great master Nianxi once described it as the sutra that holds the key to transcend death and choose birth. You're about to discover why this ancient scripture, often viewed as esoteric or complex, may in fact be the most practical spiritual compass for those who wish to be reborn into the pure light. Let's begin with something that may shock you. The Shurangama Sutra wasn't written for beginners. It was revealed to cut through delusion, to awaken the true self that lies hidden beneath lifetimes of confusion, ego, and spiritual shortcuts. It's said that when Ananda, known for his sharp memory but not yet awakened heart, was lured into danger by a seductive demoness, it was this very sutra that the Buddha used to rescue him, not with weapons, but with words that pierced delusion. In that dramatic moment, the Shurangama Sutra was born not as philosophy, but as a weapon of clarity. But what does this have to do with the Pure Light? Isn't the Pure Light about devotion, about reciting Chmachuba Buddha and entering a paradise of bliss? The Pure Light is indeed a realm of unimaginable peace, but it is also a path, and a path without clarity can lead to imitation, transformation. This is where the Shurangama Sutra comes in. It is the lighthouse that shines through the fog of superficial practice, reminds us that faith alone is not enough, that the vow to be reborn must be paired with awakening. Master Nianxi, one of the most respected voices in Pure Line Buddhism, once said, "Those who chant a metaphysics without understanding mind and illusion may carry the name in sound, but not in spirit." The Shurangama Sutra awakens the spirit. Let that settle in. Imagine you are on a ship bound for the Pure Light, where recitation of Amitabha Buddha's name is the engine that propels you forward. The Shurangama Sutra is the compass. Without it, you could circle endlessly in delusion, thinking you are progressing, while in reality you're drifting. Let's explore this through a story. Devoted lay practitioner named One had recited Amitabha Buddha's name for 10 years, every morning and night, without fail. Her heart still burned with anger, envy, and attachment. He couldn't understand why her chanting didn't bring peace. One day, she attended a Shurangama Sutra lecture. The monk spoke of the nature of mind, that the root of samsara is not action, but illusion. And if you don't recognize your delusions, even chanting the Buddha's name becomes mechanical. One was shaken. She began studying the sutra in depth, not to memorize, but to reflect. She realized that while her lips chanted, her mind wandered. While her voice praised Amitabha, her heart clung to this world. That recognition changed everything. She didn't abandon her Pure Line practice. Instead, she purified it. That's the Shurangama Sutra in action. It doesn't replace your practice, it refines it. It reveals the subtle ego even within spiritual pursuit. It calls out the lazy faith, the passive hope, the fake humility. And in doing so, it prepares you to truly meet Amitabha Buddha. Now let's go deeper. The Shurangama Sutra presents a powerful analysis of the 5 skandhas of form, sensation, perception, formation, and consciousness. These are not just academic concepts. They are the building blocks of your illusion. When you begin to see that your suffering is not from the world, but from your own misperception, you become free. And a free mind chants differently. It doesn't chant to beg. It chants to merge. Imagine this. A practitioner recites Amitabha Buddha's name with a mind trained by the Shurangama Sutra. Her voice is not just sound, is vibration. Her intention is not escape. is return. Return to the true nature. Return to clarity. Return to the line of infinite light. Not out of fear of samsara, but out of reverence for awakening. Esther Nianxi described this integration perfectly. To recite the Buddha's name is to plant the seed. To study the Shurangama is to water it with wisdom. Together, they ensure that your lotus in the Pure Line will not only bloom, but bloom with awareness. Let's consider another real example. Monk Ming studied the Pure Line tradition his entire life, but he always felt a gap between his understanding and experience. He could describe the Pure Line, its features, its vows, but couldn't feel its presence. He once retreated to a mountain hut for 100 days. There, with only the Shurangama Sutra and his rosary, he vowed not to return until he had a breakthrough. Day after day, he read the sutra aloud, contemplated its teachings, and chanted the Buddha's name not as a chant, but as a communing. On the 49th night, he reported having a vision, not of a metaphysical golden throne, but of his own mind reflected like a crystal lake. In that stillness, he heard the name he'd recited 1,000,000 times, echoing not from his mouth, but from his being. That's the miracle of this union. The Shurangama Sutra peels back the veil. It shows you where your practice is empty and where it is alive. It teaches that the demons we fear are not just out there via the projections of our own delusions. And when we purify the inner space, the outer space becomes pure-lined. So if you're a Pure Line practitioner, don't ignore this sutra. Don't let its complexity scare you. Within it lies the sword to cut through doubt, the mirror to expose ego, and the light to guide your soul. Study it slowly. Reflect deeply. Let its words burn away your pretense. And then return to Amitabha, not as a name, but as a presence. Where chanting will change, where thoughts will soften, where fear of death will dissolve. Because you will no longer be chanting to reach the Pure Line. You will be chanting from the Pure Line that is already within. At Miskuna. Is your practice mechanical or mindful? Is your devotion rooted in fear or in wisdom? The Shurangama Sutra doesn't ask for more rituals. It asks for more honesty. And in that honesty, you will find the gate. Out in the sky, out in the future, out in your next breath. So chant, study, reflect, integrate. And when your time comes, you will not beg for rebirth, you will recognize it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If the Shurangama Sutra has touched your path, or if today's message awakened a new curiosity, share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's grow together in clarity. Remember to like, subscribe, and join our membership to support the continuation of this spiritual journey. Your support helps bring these ancient teachings to those who need them most. Until next time, chant with heart, study with focus, and walk with courage.